Peace, what it is. I was watching this video the other day and I just decided to look up Muhammad Ali's birth chart. I just seen some stuff I thought was cool, so I just figured I'd share in the video. Um, it's gonna be a lot though. It's gonna be kind of intricate. I got charts to show. It could be a headache to some if this ain't your type of thing that you know what I'm saying, that interests you or whatever. But if that's the case, then why the hell would you even be watching the video in the first place? So, anyway, it was something said in this by George Foreman, and it just stuck out to me because it was so true. So I looked something up after I looked at his chart, and it's just so blatant. And then once I start just looking at it, it's just so much stuff. Like I really can't even I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to stop. I see a lot of correspondence, a lot of things that I can decipher out of this. But the point is that everything happens for a reason. Like none of this stuff that happens in your life, in anybody's life in general, is by accidents, by coincidence. It's not by chance. It's all energies. We all are playing out. Excuse me, a divine role. You understand what I'm saying? And your what's it called in acting? Your script is your birth chart. You know what I'm saying? These are the energies that play out within you. So just watch this little clip right here real quick. This is George Foreman talking about him fighting Ali back in '74. Right? All right, check it out.
It was unbelievable. I thought he was hurt. I thought his body was hurt. And he came back. He hit Foreman with everything, and he winked at me.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. He winked right over here to this corner.
You know, the guy really was the people's choice. And he was the people's choice because he loved them.
He was the people's choice because he loved the people. You heard him, okay? So this is Muhammad Ali's chart. I got this straight from online. I didn't have to look it up or nothing. So I'm 90% sure that is accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you trust anything on the internet, right? But anyway, this is his birth chart. So as you see, he's a Capricorn. Look at that. His moon is right on his Mercury, both in Aquarius now. And then his Venus is in Aquarius. And that was the whole point of this little part right here. We're going to go here in a second. But just to make a quick point, I want you to think about people who know boxing, right? You know his reflexes, his quick hands, right? Okay, Gemini rules your arms, right? Rules your arms and hands, and Virgo rules your fingers. And Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, okay? Your moon rules your reactions, your emotions, your sense of self, if you will. So, with his moon being right next to his Mercury, this manifests in a person with very quick hands and quick reactions. You understand what I'm saying? This is why the man was naturally gifted with this quick hands and his quick mouth, as you'll see in a second. So, his Venus is in Aquarius. Now you heard George Foreman say he loved the people. He loved people. So let's look up Venus in Aquarius, right? Now you should know Aquarius rules the group, the social group, your friendships, the people, essentially. So his Venus is what you love, right? Venus is what you're attracted to. He loved the people. Okay, they tend us to see Venus Aquarian guys and girls think differently. They're known for having social stamina, extending friendships to an elastic mix of people. Electric mix of people, excuse me. They tend to look striking in some way or have some sense of style. The ultra chic and clean. Others fall deep edges, blah blah. Hourly blend, blah. A lot of this stuff is be focused on love and relationships, just because Venus, and most people, when they're looking up astrology in this day and age, they're looking up who they should marry or who they should be with. But anyway, watch what I'm saying. It's friendship style. It's possible that you are a member of a few different groups, clubs, or cliques of like minded people. You might even meet a lot of people through activism, right? Since you don't shy from promoting the cause you believe in. What did he do? At the time, you are an emotional loner and might balance the two by being alone in a bustling, active place. Friends probably consider you fair, completely non judgmental, with your own take on everything. You have a soothing effect on the unbalanced. You may be a magnet for outcasts and eccentrics. You admire for treating everyone with the same respect. If anyone knows him, if anyone watched documentaries about him, they'll tell you that he was like that. You like to conjure up something that doesn't exist yet, which in this whole thing they're talking about how he invented the rope-a-dope to be George Foreman, right? This makes you ahead of your time in the realm of creativity. Okay, it's important to follow your inspiration despite what mainstream art and culture of the day is promoting. What did he do? Did he not go against the grain? Look, you get big attraction. You get noticed because you're so offbeat and original, and people respect the way you stand up for justice or champion the underdog. What did he do? Said, I ain't going to fight no Japanese, no Korean people, no Asian people. They ain't calling me nigga, right? Okay? Even if it puts you in the line of fire, okay? Y'all, a lot of people don't know. Like, he literally got stripped of 3 years of fighting. Those is from 27 to 30. That's like your prime years in life in general. Really, you know what I'm saying? Surely in sports. So, they did that on purpose. Anyway, it's easy to be with you because you're not going to be too critical and bring up emotional past. You seem to dwell above that. This your relationship and sense of space and respect. You're never boring. Never was he. He was never boring. Since you respond in a spontaneous way to each moment, the right mate is not threatened by independence. Blah blah blah. They talking about emotion, relationship, etc. But you see what I'm saying? His Venus is in Aquarius. That's why he loved the people. Okay, so that was the Rumble in the Jungle when he fought George Foreman, right? And then the first time he won the title was against what was his name? Sonny Liston. That was in '64. So he won the title at 22, and then he won it again at 32 or 33. 32. So I looked up the dates and I pulled his progress charts, right, for those dates in which he won those titles. Because I don't know. I do this type of stuff. This is how you study. You look up past events in your life. You look and see what was in the stars at the time, and you see how that corresponds to your birth chart. Then you pull your progress chart for that day, and you see how it corresponds with that chart. So that's what I've done for him, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So to get to these, because I'm gonna work off these because it's easier. All right, but to show you what this ain't nothing but his birth chart, right? Both of these at the top ain't nothing but his birth charts. All right. This is one progressed for October 30th. That's when he fought George Foreman. This is one for when he fought Sonny Liston 10 years prior. All right. So this is his natal chart. Your natal chart don't change. It's your birth chart. This is what it was when he was born. See, Sun 27 degrees Capricorn, Moon Aquarius, Mercury Aquarius. All right. That's the same thing you see here. Sun 27 degrees Capricorn, Moon Aquarius, Mercury Aquarius. That's what that is. Okay, this is the wheel. This is your brain on this is your brain on astrology type thing. Alright, so to get those charts, essentially what you do is just go here, additional tables, and then it pops up. Right? And this is just on the chart, so you don't have to look at the big picture, this big picture on blah 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 blah. So this one, right, and this one, these two charts. This one is his natal. Like I said, they both got his natal chart. This one is for October 30th, in February of '64. This one's 64. This one's 74. Just so you understand, because I'm finna be jumping back and forth. You know, maybe I should make this bigger to give kind of a broader view of it. When you look at stuff kind of in a small pocket, you don't really kind of get the full grasp of it. All right, so there you go. Bam. All right. Now you come down here on this one. We're gonna start on this one. I'm gonna keep his natal chart up here so we can compare and contrast. These are the transits for this date. This is the date he fought Sonny Liston and won the title for the first time. He became the youngest man in history to win the heavyweight title. Mike Tyson beat him later. Not beat him, but set that record later. I think Tyson was like 21 or something. I don't know. Anyway, so you know, it was a big moment for the man's life. You know, he shook up the world. That's when he said that. I shook up the world. I must be the greatest. Right? So the sun was in Pisces because it was February 25th. So the sun had just entered Pisces, 5 degrees Pisces, right? So this is the transits for that day. Okay, that's what was in the sky the day when they was fighting. Now, this chart, let's go down a little bit further. This chart here is his progress chart on that day. All right, your progress chart goes up 1 degree per year. So check it out. In 1964, he was 22, right? Because he was born. Oh, here we go. He was born in 42. So in 64, he was 22 years old. Okay. So you see his sun is 27 degrees Capricorn. So if you count about 22 degrees from there, right? 2 degrees would be 29 degrees Capricorn. Plus 10 would be 9 degrees Aquarius. Plus 10 would be 19 degrees Aquarius. So you see, a progress chart is every year you go up 1 degree. Okay? So you see he's at that time when he had this first fight and won his first championship for the first time, his sun had progressed to 19 degrees Aquarius. At the same time, his Mercury had progressed to 21 degrees Aquarius. As you can see, when he was born, his Mercury was 13 degrees Aquarius. And as you can see, Mercury, Sun, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter don't move that much. But those three, they move a little bit. But the moon, it moves the most. The moon gonna change signs every 2.5 years. That's why people change over the years. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel the same way as they get a little older as they did when they was younger. You understand what I'm saying? It's because your moon changes. It's in your progress chart. So at that time, his moon was progressed to 26 degrees. What's that? Scorpio. Okay. So you see his Jupiter don't move. They see Jupiter don't move that much in your life. That's still at 11 degrees. His Saturn didn't move. After Jupiter, stuff don't move that much, except for these asteroids and stuff. They move a little bit, but that's not the focus. I mean, if we add that to the discussion, we'd be talking for an hour in this video or more. And one thing that was real interesting with him is his Venus is retrograde and his Mercury goes retrograde during his life, because I'm gonna show you later on in the progress chart for this day, his Mercury is actually going to be on the same degree it was when he was born. Because when he turned like 12, Mercury went retrograde and didn't go back didn't go back direct, until he was like 33 or 34. So it's interesting, but I'm going to show you in a minute. And this is the whole point when I say it's a lot of stuff in this. And I know I'm kind of talking kind of fast as I be trying to, I don't know. I be trying to drill a lot in at one time because I guess it's a lot. I don't know. It may not be a lot, but anyway. So here it is. Goddammit. So he, as you can see, his sun and his Mercury was almost lined up around that time, which is important because Mercury is your mind. It was a mental thing. Oh no, this was in '64, but still, it was a mental thing for boxing in general. You know what I'm saying? And like as I told you, Mercury rules your arms and your hands. Okay, 21 degrees Aquarius. Look at that. His Venus is 20 degrees Aquarius in his natal chart. So his Mercury was close to his Venus. You understand what I'm saying? Your left and your right brain lined up so you can whoop ass. That's your left and your right hand. You dig? He won the championship. Okay, so let me see what else. So that's I was just trying to show you the progress chart. I wasn't necessarily trying to compare and contrast as of yet, but as you can see, his Venus is retrograde, so that means it's going backwards in his life. So you see, by that time, 22 years later, his Venus was 9 degrees Aquarius. It went backwards. You understand what I'm saying? So, and his sun, I already told you, his sun was on his Venus. His Venus went backwards. Venus went back more towards his natal moon, as you can see. So, on that day, right, the moon was in Leo, which is the exact opposite of his moon, his natal moon in Aquarius. Leo is the opposite of Aquarius. On that day in the sky, Mercury was 21 degrees Aquarius. What I say? Look. What else is 21? Oh, his progressed Mercury was 21 degrees Aquarius. So just so happened on that day, all right, the transits for that, the Mercury was lined up with his Mercury. All right. I shook up the world, right? His Venus, Venus was in Aries. I don't think he had nothing popping necessarily in Aries. I think that's in his ninth house. I noticed that. Yeah. His ninth house is philosophy. But anyway, we ain't gonna go there. You see Saturn at that time, but Saturn takes a while to go through a sign. Saturn takes 3 years to go through a sign. But at that time, it was in Aquarius, which he got everything popping in Aquarius. That's what it is. That's what his whole thing is about. Aquarius is the knowledge bringer, the savior. You know, Heru in Egyptian astrology is Horus is Aquarius. Okay, it's like the knowledge bringer. Okay, Muhammad Ali wouldn't have that name if it wasn't for Noble Drew Ali, whose moon is in Aquarius and his Mercury. I think his Mercury too. So Aquarius is. This is the age of Aquarius, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why this information is so plentiful now, as opposed to 100 years ago when you had to, stay in the library for 10 hours. Really, 20 years ago, you had to stay in the library to get the amount of information you can get today just sitting there on your phone. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know you in the age of Aquarius. But anyway, so I got sidetracked there. So what I was saying, Saturn, what we looking at? Transits. What was it? Mars is it's Mars and the Sun was lined up in Pisces, which is important too, because just like Aquarius is the savior because it's the knowledge bringer, Pisces is the savior because that's the belief factor, that's the faith. That's why Jesus was the fish. You believe unto him, and all things or whatever. However you go, you know the whole thing. But the Pisces is the savior. You understand what I'm saying? And that's gonna be important in on this progress chart. But just as you can see, just to show you that he was already on that mission, is his Mars. Mars and the Sun was almost lined up that day. Mars is once again, hey Rue, this say like okay. One thing you gotta understand in numerology, every number equaled God. It's just a different expression of God. So, 4 is God, 5 is God, 6 is God, even though 6 would be Satan. But Satan is a child of, remember, Satan, and even in the Bible, Satan was an angel of the children of God as well, right? All right. So that means Satan is a part of God too, right? So that means, like I said, 6 is God, 7 is God, 8 is God. Everything was an expression of God. But through ignorance and over time, people started to just worship these ancient mythologies of energy. Essentially, so that's what astrology is in general. It's not. I ain't gonna get into it anyway. Aries is a mythology of an energy, of electromagnetic energy, positive electromagnetic energy. Okay, that's what astrology is in general. So saying all that to say, when I say, you know, this means God and that means God, because everything means God, damn it. Like everything is an expression of God. Every ancient culture knew this. They worshiped the things because the things were the expressions of God. So the highest expression of God in this creation is yourself, is the human being. That's why we worshiped each other. And that's why we deify certain members of the family at certain times. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just life is a game in general. And that's why your birth chart, right, is the guide or the manual, if you will, to your game, essentially. Okay, the game you came to play. So as you can see, let's see. I mean, I can go through some more of that, but let's just go to this one because we already at 20 minutes, and I know I probably done turn some people off with my ranting. But anyway, so the day he beat George Foreman, right? Sun was in Scorpio, the moon was in Aries, Mercury, Venus, and Mars was lined up in Scorpio, right next to the sun, similar to when he won, right? When he won the belt the first time, Mars and the sun was lined up in Pisces. This time they close in Scorpio. Both water signs, and he's a Capricorn. All right. But look at his progress chart at that time. Progress chart for October 9th, 74. He had just hit Pisces. And look, his moon had progressed to 23 degrees Aries at that time. Look where the moon was that night he fought him. 23 degrees Aries. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't make that type of stuff up. Like it's way more than this. I'm really just skimming the surface. I ain't finna go no longer. But look at that. Look at his Mercury had progressed back to its natal, almost to its natal position. You see his natal Mercury is 13 degrees. Excuse me. Mercury had progressed back to 12 at that time. So I mean, I can go on and on and on. I hope I didn't waste your time there, but I thought it's real cool. It's like a lot more to it. I mean, it's more to this, but you know, it's not about Muhammad Ali. You know, it's about you. Just like this shows stuff about him and these dates. There's stuff in your chart that shows the same about you and major things that happen in your life, and that's more important to you, right, than Muhammad Ali. I mean, rest in peace. Of course, rest in power to the elder, but essentially he did what he did so you could do what you want to do with your life. So peace and love. Take it easy.